The women's football tournament is in its semi-final stage, and ahead of the semi-final tie between host Edo Queens and Remo Stars ladies, the head coach of Edo Queens, Moses Aduku, is confident of making it beyond the semi-final stage of the tournament. The gaffer says his girls are more than motivated to beat Remo Stars ladies in today's semi-finals fixture, despite having Edo Queens former coach Matthew Wemimo on their bench. The other semi-final match will see Bayelsa's Queens square up against Delta Queens later tonight. We're keeping tabs with the biggest preseason tournament for women's football in Nigeria, the Betsy Obaseki Women's Football Tournament in Edo State. All right, counting down to the Olympic qualifier between Nigeria and Ethiopia. It is a game we're counting down to, which will hold in Abuja on Tuesday evening. Our correspondent Janefrances is live for us in Abuja. Jen, glad to have you on the show this evening. Talk to us about the buzz, if there's any, ahead of the game between Nigeria and Ethiopia. The first leg was a 1-1 draw in Addis Ababa.
Well, Promise, good evening. And the first thing for me is the fact that that match, or for the longest period, the women's football in Nigeria is a free access for fans to come and watch. But the irony of it is that we're throwing open the gate for fans to come and watch a match that they're not aware of. Because, making a trip to the stadium where you would expect that most people there are very much sports aware, but not many people knew that the Super Falcons will be playing tomorrow at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in that qualifier. So there isn't really much buzz outside of maybe sports journalists who are talking of this match. And I think it's quite disappointing for, a game involving the biggest women's football team in Africa.
All right, this is a team that did so well at the World Cup just a couple of weeks ago. And there was so many talking points around the Super Falcons and their performance at the World Cup. And you would expect that subsequent matches would attract a lot of buzz. A lot of fanfare, especially from the Nigerian perspective. But let's talk about the Rubiales situation. You were at the World Cup in Australia. I don't know if you witnessed the kiss between Rubiales and the Spanish lady on that occasion. But what do you make of the decision by FIFA to ban him for 3 years? Is this a good riddance to bad rubbish?
Not necessarily, but I think that it's something, it's a statement that FIFA wants to make because no one, Rubiales, have not come out to tell us what was his intention, what he was trying to do, and whether he was overexcited or said anything about accepting that he's wrong. So he goes on to, play the victim card. And I think that for an organization like FIFA that is saying that they're very firm, about abuses, all forms of abuse. So I think they're just trying to make a huge statement with Rubiales because more or less he brought this upon himself. So it's like, if we can do this to a member association's president, what do you think we'll do to maybe coaches and all the other persons that are involved? Because they keep saying that they are very serious about the projects and the investigations and the programs that they have to ensure and to purge out all forms of abuse in football. So currently they have like a platform where you go to anonymously talk about anything that you have suffered, any form of abuse that you have suffered in football, and then they would do their own investigation. So I think this statement is more or less like encouraging, whoever that may have been a victim, that yes, we're very serious about it.
Thank you so much for talking to us on the program, live for us from Abuja this evening.